With a legacy spanning decades, this gathering is more than tradition. It's a celebration of vision, momentum, and the people who make it all happen. Tonight, we come together to reflect on the incredible strides our community has made since last year's event and to ignite excitement for the bold initiatives shaping our future. It's one of the most eagerly awaited evenings of the year, and for good reason. Each year, our mayor and city manager take the stage to share insights and unveil what's next. But this year we're turning up the volume. We're introducing new voices, change makers whose projects promise to transform our city in powerful, lasting ways. So settle in, lean forward, and get ready to be inspired. But first, a heartfelt thank you to the Chamber's Centennial Sustaining sponsors, whose unwavering support fuels the heartbeat of this organization and our community. And they are, and please hold your applause until the end, Butler Tech, the City of Hamilton, First Financial Bank, Kettering Health Hamilton, Mercy Health Fairfield Hospital, Naritas Media, OneView, and U.S. Bank. Thank you. This evening in particular wouldn't be possible without the incredible support of our State of the City event sponsors, and we are thrilled to shine a spotlight on each one of them as well. First and foremost, a heartfelt thank you to Kettering Health Hamilton, our presenting sponsor for this year's State of the City. Your commitment to community wellness and partnership makes tonight's celebration truly exceptional. We're also proud to recognize Butler Metropolitan Housing Authority for their generous sponsorship and continued dedication to empowering lives and strengthening neighborhoods. And a huge shout out to Two Women in a Kitchen, not only for their mouth-watering cuisine that's elevating tonight's experience, but also for their sponsorship and support. You've brought flavor and flair to the evening. And let's not forget Pawnee Water, keeping us refreshed and energized with healthy hydration all night long. To each of you, thank you for helping us and making this night unforgettable. Thank you. Now to get started with our program. It's my pleasure, and I also want to thank Tyler McCleary, who is the Director of Hamilton Operations for Cohatch, with a message from our host, and I'm sure he'll get into some of the hoops they had to jump through to make this evening possible for you. So thank you.
Well, good evening. Thank you all and welcome. It is so great to see you all. My name is Tyler McCleary. This is Jenna Dre, over here from Cohatch. For those of you who don't know me, I moved to Hamilton about 6 years ago for a different local project. I knew nobody. And it is so incredible to see all you fantastic people. I've missed you. It just fills me up tonight, you know. I started with Cohatch, but back in April. And I was drawn to it because it's a company that cares about community and impact and really making a difference. And that's something that I didn't know much about before I came to Hamilton. And just the culture and the way that the city itself operates, it's kind of something I've been instilled in and something I find myself very passionate about. And I found myself drawn to the Cohatch mission. And I cannot, the impact we're gonna make right here in downtown Hamilton, to have this kind of space with this kind of people, this is the first of many parties we're gonna throw here in downtown. And it's incredible. You know, it's cool to be a part of this, and this building is over 110 years old, and the life that Cohatch is bringing into it is going to bring another 110 years going forward, and all the possibilities, all the incredible things we're going to do here is, you know, out of this world. So just thank you. I'm overjoyed, overwhelmed by all of this, and it's fantastic. So I just want to introduce Jenna Dre. Jenna is our head of national operations, kind of explain a bit more about the Cohatch culture and what we're here to do.
Well, hi everyone, good evening. What an amazing turnout. It is an honor and we are grateful to be part of this tonight. Just a quick raise of hands. How many of you know what Cohatch is? Oh, great. All right, well, I don't need to say anything then. Well, a lot of people know us as a shared workspace, meeting space, and community space, but we're really so much more than that. We really pride ourselves on activating communities and building upon everything that you're already doing. And transforming a historic building like this is exactly what we strengthen communities, improve lives, and equip greater. And we do that through a variety of nonprofits and startups, and we grant scholarships. So if that fits your mold, please let us know, and we'd love to support you once we're open. And we love to have a Cohatch be an extension of your home by offering lots of things, and you're going to have an amazing space next door with being able to enjoy a beverage and some food, but we want you to celebrate your life celebrations and really be part of your whole life and not just work. So we have our Cohatch team over here, and we have QR codes around if you're interested in taking a full tour of the space. Please feel free to sign up or find one of us. And I have to give a quick shout out to our partners, Hanlon Rinaldi. They worked very hard to get this room and space in a good shape. And Josh Gardy and Larry over here, big thank you to you guys. They really, yeah. They really helped make this happen, so big thank you. And they're a partner of ours and are amazing and share a lot of our same values, and we're proud to work alongside them. And can't wait to be officially part of the Hamilton community and look forward to seeing you all at future events. So thank you so much.
And now we'll have a few remarks from our presenting sponsor, Paul Hoover, who is president of Kettering Health Hamilton.
Thank you, Dan. What I love about Hamilton is we are people from many places, and it reminds me of a story. A message was given to a group of people. It says, "Seek the peace and the prosperity of the city for which I have carried you, for if it prospers, for you too will prosper." Kettering Health Hamilton, we believe that this captures the heart of what Hamilton is about. When Hamilton flourishes, its people flourish. And our mission is to promote and restore health at Kettering Health Hamilton in this community. We're proud to be the presenting sponsor here tonight at the State of the City, where we'll hear about the movement forward, what the future's like, new business, new energy, new families, but more importantly, a community that calls this home. Kettering Health Hamilton is proud to be part of this community approaching 100 years. We are neighbors walking alongside you, caring for each one of you. Our mission is simple: to promote and restore health through health and wellness, prevention, education, and restoration when life knocks you down. But beyond the walls, we are about restoring this community and investing in its strength. For prosperity in Hamilton is prosperity for all of us. This is not just about growth, it's about making this a home, and it's a place to belong, live, work, and play. For when Hamilton prospers, so do we all. It's with distinct privilege that I get the honor to introduce the first of our keynote speakers, which brings me to tonight's keynote voice. Some say that he convinced the Great Miami River to change its course to make Hamilton just a little bit more beautiful. Others say that he secretly designed the murals to bring life to the city streets. While others say that every morning he personally tunes the carillon bells so that the city wakes up on key. All I know is he's called the mayor, Pat Mueller.
I should just drop the mic like you see sometimes. Well, good evening. Thank you, Paul Hoover, for your leadership, your professionalism, and for truly caring about residents of Hamilton. Congratulations to Cohatch and Tyler. And that's already up there. Okay, just look at the middle slide if you would. That actually is a flagpole at Bailey Square. And I'll go into that a little bit later on in this little speech. Women's field hockey. Now, that's kind of a strange way to start out a State of the City. Two quick stories, and I'll keep them quick. I'm walking my dog. I'm at Monument Park. Out of the Well House Hotel comes Bellarmine's women's field hockey team. And, of course, they run to my dog, give him all kinds of attention. But they said that they were really happy to be in Hamilton, Ohio. They had a good time while they were there. Didn't think much of it until a couple days later. I see the Michigan State University women's field hockey team. They're at Casual Pint, outdoor patio, having a blast. And I was talking to the coach, and their student athletes were walking around our downtown and Main Street. They were jogging, and it was just really great to see, our city having visitors such as that enjoying our city. So we are doing something right. We are doing something right. Okay. Now, I mentioned Monument Park because that's getting to be a more active part of our city. The Well House Hotel, the Lucky Well Pub, the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, the Pioneer Log Cabin, the restored sundial, which is really neat if you get a chance to take a look at the restored sundial. Of course, the fitness center and the bike path. So like I said, we are doing something right, but keep an eye on that area because the parking lot's always filled at the fitness center. So a lot of good things are going on there, and thank you, Ian, for that. Okay, talking about the fitness center, there's an Ohio Arts Professional Network 2026 conference. That's going to be in October of 2026. And of course, it's a statewide conference. And the fitness center is a great partner for so many of us, with so many of us, including the city, various hotels around town. So we are really proud of the fitness center, and I'll give them a plug anytime that I can. Something I like to see when I'm at city council meetings is Ohio Public Work Commission grants, applications for resurfacing. And it's $1.45 million, and it is for pavements, curbs, and resurfacing. And the impacted streets are all across our city. I'm going to read them to you. Hamilton Enterprise Park, Park Avenue, Serial Avenue, Vine Street, Miami Street, North 6th Street, Milliken Street, Britannia, and Elvin Avenue. Oh, that's from Kettering. I'm sure is very happy right now. Besides grants, I like to also see great loans, 30-year loans with 0 interest rates. And there's going to be some water main work done with that money on Ross Avenue, Azle Avenue, and South McKinley. And I keep aiming at that. Some history and character slides. On the left, there's a Joe Nuxhall historical marker now at the L.J. Lewis Park. And of course, Joe, Major League Baseball player, broadcaster. I just want to thank Tim Spoonster, Jeff Gambrell, Adam Cornett for getting that in that park where Joe Nuxhall was found. There's a dedication officially for that October the 18th. So stay tuned for that date and that dedication. On the right, honorary sign, Tony and Ray Moore Way. We had to do an unscripted street closing for that particular honorary street because the street got filled up. Vine Street was filled with people who loved Tony and Ray Moore. If there was a Hamilton Mount Rushmore for neighborhood leadership, they would be on it, and we all know that. Okay. Del Gray of Vanderveer Avenue also started a band called Little Texas. He gives Hamilton a lot of credit for his success. His mother sent me a letter, thanking us for doing that. And she said that Vanderveer Avenue was an ideal place to raise a family. And that kind of stuff is really good to hear. Now, when his dad was asked why he allowed his son in the band to play in the garage so loud in the neighborhood, how did his dad answer? I know where my son is, and I enjoy the music. So, hey, that's Hamilton. That's good character, Rededication of the Butler County Veterans Memorial. That's a monument worthy of Washington, D.C. I intentionally did not put a full finished project up there because I want you to go see it. So go see that memorial. I keep pointing at that even though I don't have to. 150 years of historic professional service to others. Our public safety departments, police and fire, each department has been around for over 150 years. On the right is a fire department tradition where they push a fire truck into the new firehouse. We are blessed with great public safety personnel. And the next slide will give you an idea of a reason why. If there ever was a chemical emergency in Southwest Ohio, our Southwest Ohio community would be well-led, well-protected, and well-served by the Hamilton Fire Department, the Hamilton Police Department, the Hamilton Health Department, and other Hamilton professionals. Hamilton professionals did a great job in that training exercise. I had a chance to observe it and witness it. It was tremendous. I'm going to point again. All right, Garfield Middle School Fishing Club. This was just so cool, I had to bring this up. I get a call or an email from Josh Marjoram over at Garfield, and he goes, we want to start a fishing club. Great idea, I really like the idea. Well, it ends up he's partnering with Adam Cornett, the Hamilton Parks Conservancy, a local business. I think it's going to be supplying bait and some other things. So there will be a Garfield Middle School Fishing Club getting started here soon. Farm to Plate, what a partnership. 80 Acres, The Gray, great restaurant. Saw Mike Zelkin there from 80 Acres. I had heard that the founder of Whole Foods has already been there, which is really impressive. But Jess, one of the owners, said that, you know, their farm's not too far away. If you know where The Gray is, 80 Acres is about 2 blocks away. She goes, Pat, one of our farms is 2 blocks away. That's really farm to plate and then a short ride to get there. Now, build back the block. I'm going to say just a few words because you're going to hear a lot more from our city manager about that. Changes lives, changes neighborhoods. I said, build back the block so many times at a groundbreaking, it has become a drinking game. Now, so if I say, build back the block, hold up a Hamilton water if you would. If I say that, okay? All right. I saw this particular t-shirt like this at a Reds game. Cincinnati invented hustle. But in my mind, I start thinking, but Hamilton invented grit. So, you know, when you're a city born alongside a river in 1791, when you're a manufacturing powerhouse, including World War II war effort, and we continue to make things, and people in our city like getting their hands dirty doing good things. Not physically dirty all the time, but you're digging deep into things. The BBB is a project which has grit to it. It's got real grit to it, and I think we're all going to be real proud of it. We already are proud of it. Okay, the Hamilton Way and the Baden Experience. Chris Cannell, in his yearly report, tells me that as of right now, after 4.5 years, there has been 1,600 job placements for students in the Hamilton City schools. So they get a chance to learn and study, but they also get a chance to work. And you can't beat that experience. There was a great event back in August. Councilmember Lauer and I were there. It was a 17-strong cleanup of Riverview. We had the Baden student athletes with the Hamilton High School student athletes, and it was just a really neat event to get all those guys together and doing something positive and smiling. Okay, the Matandy Sportplex, that adds to the Baden experience, and that is really a cool photo of that. There's something that you may or may not know about. TRIO, Upward Bound, a college prep program for first-generation college students. And I met a Hamilton High School Butler Tech student by the name of Leah Fikes, and she was researching an ecology issue. And this amazing board had written on it, number 1, what is the problem? And all kind of notes sketched next to it. Number 2, what's being done about it? And all kind of notes scribbled next to that. And number 3, what can be done about it now? I was so impressed by her logic and her notes. I just had to say, what a impressive young lady and an impressive program. Now, the Advanced Manufacturing Workforce and Innovation Hub. It is creating a talent pipeline. It is creating and connecting students' relationships with the industries, but it's also creating a stronger Hamilton workforce, and that makes our city even stronger because we have a stronger workforce. And Ohio Means Jobs is there at that location, connecting people to jobs. Real glad to see that. Now, Coolants Plus, is that the right one? Oh, no, I got it messed up. Hold on, bro. Okay, Coolants Plus. I need to find my quote in here. I'm sorry I'm taking so much time. There it is. I'm not going to quote Jim Goodman tonight. I'm going to quote Jody Gunderson. Jody Gunderson says, the greatest compliment a city can receive is when given the opportunity to expand to a location outside of their current city, they purposely expand and grow in the city in which they have been operating. That's what Coolants Plus is doing. And the city's involved in those type of things. Community Improvement Corporation was involved, as well as the City Planning Commission. So, quoting him, Jody Gunderson. The pitch, okay. The pitch is at the Hamilton Riverview Elementary School. Want to thank the FC Community Foundation, thank the Stephen and Trudy Markham Fund at the Hamilton Community Foundation, because that is being used, and it's just a really great addition to what our schools offer and what young people can do with other students outside of the school building. The power of teamwork. Okay, the city has a great team. Westside Little League's got a great team. They're State of Ohio Little League champions for 2025. That's an all-star team being interviewed by Channel 5 in Cincinnati. That player was overheard saying, the team was powered by Hamilton Water and Gina's Food. Okay. All right, now I'm back on track. I need to speed this up a little bit because you all want to hear Craig. Okay, 17-strong bus trip to the Reds game. Fun for all ages. Great to see TV Hamilton's Steve Colwell on the other side of the camera, relaxing with his wife. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, TV Hamilton. All right, July 4th, 2026, we're going to be 250 years old. There's going to be a time capsule open. July 4th will be involved with that, 250. Hollow Earth Fest might be as well. Ohio is emphasizing arts and nature. Contact me about joining us in planning, because it's going to be not just one event, it's going to be multiple events. Okay, our town has really grown when it comes to art, including public art. And on the left is a beautiful mural at Living Water Ministry. On the right is a mural that's inside the Boys and Girls Club. And they're neat because the artists on the left-hand side were just so smart and talented. The ones on the right-hand side, great artists, but the students at Boys and Girls Club helped create that mural, and that is just really great to see. All right, this slide just speaks all by itself. I don't even need to say anything more about that. One thing I want to say is climb aboard also locomotive for micro transit service throughout our entertainment districts and business districts. Active listening, okay. There was a pollution complaint as a result of a neighboring company, and Lindenwold Protocol had meetings. The city was involved. The Southwest Ohio Air Quality Agency was involved, but I truly believe active listening by all involved does lead to action. There has been action in addressing this issue, but I'm just a firm believer in active listening. I need to practice that more, though. Okay. All right. It's kind of a goofy slide, I'll admit to that. But it's a serious topic. Residents have spent money on low-speed vehicles, under-speed vehicles. No one wants a driver or a passenger or a pedestrian harmed in any way. How do the vehicles fit in? First off, you don't let dogs drive them, that's one, but I believe there is certain neighborhoods in our city, maybe historic districts, where something like this could be happening, but be patient. Let us process this through the Ordinance Review Commission, and we'll see what kind of things we come up with that's good and safe for everybody. All right. Hamilton City Council, we do work 7 days a week. I swear we see each other 7 days a week, so we know that we're all working. Second from the left is Tim Nab, Joel Lauer, Carla Fear. I'm not going to say possible council member Candace White, Susan Bond, Vice Mayor Eric Pullman, and Michael Ryan. And we are succeeding in finding solutions. So that is our council. I think they deserve an applause. Yeah. Okay. As I finish this up, Staff Sergeant Fred Brown heroically went into a firefight in Vietnam, bringing back 3 separate times an injured soldier. Bringing back that last soldier, he was mortally wounded. He actually threw himself on a grenade that separated an injured soldier from that grenade. Help us honor one of our own, because this man went to Garfield High School, proudly served his country. Help us honor him at Bailey Square on November 8th at 12 noon. There is a committee made up of American Legion folks, city folks, but that flag that you saw on the very first slide, is that flagpole is up right now. This man is a hero. The more you read about him, you more realize what this man did, and he deserves even more honors than that. Last slide. Okay, Hamilton did lose some great contributors since the last day of the city. Just to name a few: Judge John Moser, George Johnson, John Barry, Hamilton Fire Department Lieutenant Tony Manfredi, Scott Collick, who worked in our IT department and helped develop it to what it is today. On the left is a 17-strong grant project. It is planters in the Lindenwold Business District. And that area did mean a lot to the gentleman on the right, because we also lost an extraordinary volunteer, servant leader Greg Bisdorf. The entire city benefited from Greg Bisdorf. There's things that none of us knows that he did without any one of us knowing about it. So I know more in my life. I know I need to be like Greg. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to my few words. I next get the opportunity to introduce our next speaker, and Butler Tech is also a great partner with the city of Hamilton. I'm introducing Dr. William Sprankles, Butler Tech, I said Butler County, Butler Tech CEO and Superintendent. Thank you.
What a great series of slides from the mayor. If we can, as loud as you possibly can, like let's blow the roof off this place for the mayor. Let's give him a thunderous round of applause. Let's go. Super humbled to be here this evening. One of the things that I believe in, as they're getting the slide deck ready, I believe in celebrating people when I get the opportunity to speak. And tonight, to build on the mayor's speech about people from Hamilton that represent grit, we're gonna talk about this slide in a minute, right? Don't lose focus. Don't lose focus. Don't lose focus. People from Hamilton that represent grit, but also people that every time I interact with them, they bring great joy because of their laughter, their personality, and their energy. I want to shout out 3 people tonight. So first, Sammy Broyles, stand up. This young man just got a brand new job at Miami. Stand up. Love Sammy Broyles and the work he's doing in the city of Hamilton. I was able to cross his path earlier this evening. Ty Smallwood, brand new principal of Hamilton High School. Where you at, Ty? Right, there he is in the back. Stand up, Ty. Ty is, for those of you that haven't had a chance to interact with Ty, he's going to build on the greatness that already exists at Hamilton High School. Ty's gonna take that high school to somewhere else it's never been before. Ty, you're the right person for that job to transform this community, sir. Yeah. And then last but not least, one of my favorite people on the planet. You can hear her laugh from 3 miles away. Marnie Durham is crushing it wherever she goes. Where's my girl at, Marnie? over here. All right, so we're gonna have some fun for about 5 or 6 minutes. Yes, that is Snoop Dogg. Yes, that is Martha Stewart. That is Andy Durajai, Vice President from Miami. That is supposed to be me. And yes, we are running through a stream on some stepping stones that is about this storyboard tonight. We are partnering with Miami. This is Butler Tech. We are within the city of Hamilton. There's a company named TechSolve, which represents 30 companies that we're gonna talk about tonight. And at the end of my presentation, we're gonna talk about this concept of Polytech that Maura Casey is gonna really unpack on behalf of Miami University. So with that in mind, I wanna tell you about things that we aren't sure of but end up happening, in particular, unlikely partnerships. There are very specific partnerships that happened over the history of time, and they weren't supposed to happen. And when these partnerships did happen, they transformed schools, they transformed communities, they transformed business and industry, and each of these partnerships is gonna resonate with you. The first one I wanna talk about, in 1984, my favorite story, Michael Jordan was not supposed to sign with Nike. He was supposed to sign with Adidas, if you've never heard this. Nike was on the verge of crashing. They had no real ambassador for their product, for their logo, for their brand, and they went all in with Jordan. In return, Jordan went all in with Nike. And what they did is created a $1 billion industry. It revolutionized the NBA. It revolutionized the fashion and the sneaker industry. And it revolutionized really international brand awareness because of how they chose to partner with each other. Jordan made this quote. He said, "The shoes are just a vehicle for something greater. They represent what I believed in and what people believed in me." And tonight, you heard the mayor mention this. I'm gonna talk about the AM Hub, the Advanced Manufacturing Hub, that is a partnership between the city of Hamilton and 30 businesses, between Miami University, between Butler Tech, between Ohio Means Jobs, and how this partnership is evolving, I promise you, is going to transform this region. Let me keep telling the story. In 1986, y'all supposed to fill in the blank. When I say walk this way, what y'all saying? Walk this way. One more time, walk this way. Walk this way. Right? Run DMC and Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. Steven Tyler, if you remember the MTV video, remember he punched a hole in that wall? That partnership broke down racial barriers. That partnership broke down perceived limitations of genres of music. That partnership changed what was possible to create subgenres of music because these groups took a risk on partnering with each other to push the limits. That's what AM Hub is about. It's about a group or a series of people pushing the limits because of our partnerships. In 1997, and yes, I know Microsoft is spelled wrong, I'm gonna blame it on AI. Because I'm an Apple fan, I didn't know this until I was doing a little bit of research. In 1997, I knew Apple was on the verge of failing. Microsoft invested $150 million in Apple, and they were their biggest competitor. And at the time, Bill Gates made this statement, and he said, we have to let go of a few things here. We have to let go of the idea that in order for one of us to win, one of us has to lose. And I think about how critical that type of mindset is when communities have a responsibility to build partnerships for youth, when communities have a responsibility to forge partnerships, to transform communities. It's not about competing. It's everybody in the room can win today. Everybody in the community can win when it's done right. There you go. In 2016, this might seem normal to us, but at the time, Lego did not have an endorsement like NASA. In 2016, NASA realized that if they wanted to get kids excited about the universe, they had to put it in kids' hands, literally. And so the largest toy company on Earth partnered with the most advanced scientific research company, space company on Earth, and created this brand of Legos and NASA that is now a commonplace thing for us when we go to Target, Walmart, and search on Amazon. We see these things for our kids all the time. And this is my favorite partnership, right? At some point, Snoop Dogg decided to trade in his gin and juice brand. Martha Stewart traded in the cookie sheet, and they have this cooking show together. And what's great about this is it defies all of the expectations of gender perception, racial perception, stay in your lane perception. They love each other if you've ever seen them engage in their TV series. It's hilarious. So, what do all these people have in common, right? It's amazing what AI will do if you just give it 2 or 3 sentences and tell it exactly what to do. I can't wait to show you the final slides of the presentation. What they all have in common is they weren't supposed to partner with each other, but they chose to build a relationship. They chose to push the boundaries. They believed that they saw something different in their community or their industry or the world. They saw something different through the concept of partnership. In 2010, Miami and Butler Tech kind of looked like this. This is a real photo. If you've not been aware of this, there is the Atlantic Ocean merges or attempts to merge with the Pacific Ocean, and the 2 bodies of water refuse to mix. And this is mind-blowing to me because in 2010, this is how Miami University and Butler Tech kind of behaved with each other. It's a body of water, it's salt water. They both have animals and sea life. They both have people swimming and surfing in boats. It's the same thing with the same purpose, and the 2 bodies of water refuse to mix. And in 2010, Miami and Butler Tech, for whatever reason, just couldn't get the job done. Fast forward 16 years later, because of really some humble leaders on both sides of the organization. Shout outs to President Crawford from Miami, Dr. Durajai, Dr. Casey. Shout outs to John Graff and Marnie Durham that kickstarted this work from Butler Tech. Because people were humble and willing to put their egos down, there's now going to be one of the most advanced manufacturing hubs in this country right here in the city of Hamilton, and it is going to defy odds of what's possible in public education. It is going to change the narrative of what's possible. If you've not had a chance to see the interior of the AmHub classrooms, there's going to be some tours and some ribbon cuttings in the very near future, and we encourage you to look out for that on the respective websites, the listservs, and if you don't know, just ask Sammy. He apparently has all the information anyways. But at Butler Tech is one of the premier career tech organizations in the country. We know that. Miami is one of the most premier 2-year and 4-year institutions in this country, and it's right here in Hamilton. And with the endorsement of 30 companies and the Chamber of Hamilton, and with the endorsement and the partnership of Ohio Means Jobs, what this building is going to do, I promise you, it's going to put this city on the map in a way that we haven't been on the map ever before. So it causes me to make the statement, AmHub is a movement about people. AmHub is a movement about transforming communities, and AmHub is a movement about understanding how it's going to impact teenagers and young college students. When you get inside this facility, you're going to see tons and lots of robots eventually. And there's this quote by Dean Kamen, founder of First Robotics. It makes me think about what's going to happen inside of AmHub. And it reads, we're not using kids to build robots. We're using robots to build kids. And here's 3 kids I want to tell you narratives of. There's eventually going to be hundreds of students from Miami and Butler Tech in the same classroom at the same time, blurring the lines between college and high school like we've never done before. So I want to tell you 30 seconds about each of these young people you're looking at. On the left is Maya, in the middle is Christina, and on the right is Luis. This is Maya's story. She loves engineering, but she's never actually had a hands-on education. So when she chooses to come to Butler Tech, we're going to give her a space, a seat, a spot over at this AmHub location. She's going to get a mentor that's eventually going to coach her into pursuing a 2-year degree at Miami. And that is because Miami and Butler Tech are going to take her curiosity and turn it into a career for her. Christina, she's not about college. She wants to go straight to the workforce, and she's going to be a gifted welder. She has artistic hands, study hands. Eventually, she's going to come back to college 5 years after she graduates, and she's going to have a place and a home and a piece of familiarity because she started at AmHub. She's going to know how to get right back into Miami and reinvigorate her college career. And Luis, he's the first in his family to go to college. He's a genius. He's going to go to college completely for free because of the Hamilton Foundation grant program. He's going to do a 4-year degree at Miami University, and he's going to go back to his neighborhood and tell his friends and his family how his life has been completely transformed because of the opportunities of adults putting their egos aside and creating a partnership that never existed before. So when I see this slide, that's right. So this tonight's message about AmHub, I know the building looks amazing. What's going to happen inside the building is going to be radical in public education. And this is about powerful partnerships, transforming communities. That logo of the city of Hamilton, it represents all 30 of the companies that have signed up and agreed to partner for the work of AmHub, as well as the people from Ohio Means Jobs. Shout outs to Miami University for putting their ego aside. Shout outs to Butler Tech leadership team for doing things for kids. And so in a couple seconds, Dr. Maura Casey is going to talk about the chapter after AmHub. There's actually another chapter beyond AmHub that is wild to think about how the regional campuses are going to be redesigned and reframed. But before we get into her story, I'm reminded that every good movie has outtakes. And so shout outs to my brother from Miami University, Dr. Andy Durjai. I thought he was going to be here tonight, so I thought I would politely roast him. This is the partnership. This is me and Andy in the Jamaican bobsled. This is me and Andy skydiving. My favorite, because I wanted to be part of this era, but I was just a little bit, I just missed the cutoff by a couple years. I had to be in the B-boy era. And last but not least, only one of us could be Batman, and it wasn't me. I want to thank you all tonight, in particular for the eye contact. I saw many of you just head nods and your body language and your eye contact. And if I can influence tonight people in the audience to understand how special this opportunity is in Hamilton, everyone here is invited to get involved at some level. If you don't know how, ask someone from Miami. Ask someone from Butler Tech. We need more adults than ever from the community to invest in the young people that are going to be part of this space. And I also want to make sure, I know Andrea Blevins from Hamilton City Schools is in the house tonight. We're super excited about partnering with Hamilton City Schools in this journey as well. Thank you for giving me a couple minutes to tell a story about AmHub tonight. Peace and love. And only because we did the same for the mayor, brand new to her role as the dean of the Miami Regionals campus. And the count of 3, just tear the roof off this place with me for Dr. Maura Casey. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Thank you, William. And so 2 things. One, William, I'm not skydiving with you, so let's just get that right out of the way. And 2, am I Martha Stewart or am I Snoop Dogg? I'm not sure which one, so we'll have to talk about that later on. Thank you for inviting Miami University and Butler Tech here to speak tonight. We know that this is a little break from the usual kind of programming on the state of the city, but it is such an honor to be here. So thank you to the Chamber, thank you to the city, and thank you to the night's sponsors and to Cohatch for having us here. So, William has teed this up perfectly. I want to talk to you about Miami University and our Polytechnic initiative. So William talked about the Advanced Manufacturing Workforce and Innovation Hub, and that is on schedule. Anyone who's run a construction project knows that being on schedule, or even, dare I say it, they are actually ahead of schedule, is pretty exciting. So there will be that ribbon cutting that William spoke of in February of 2026, and you should look out for that. So the AM Hub has brought more eyes on Butler Tech, more eyes on Miami, and of course, more eyes on the Hamilton community. And we're hearing from people, we're hearing from more industry partners that they want to get involved with the exciting AM Hub adventure that we're on. And we are just getting started. The AM Hub is just the first step in a much greater initiative at Miami University's regional campuses. We are transforming the regional campuses into Ohio's only polytechnic, a Miami University initiative, a community effort, and a lasting impact that I'm going to talk about. The number one question I always get, and Dan and I had a lunch meeting about this, what the heck is a polytechnic, and what does that actually mean for Miami regionals? So a polytechnic is a model of education that focuses on highly applied educational programs that meet clear workforce needs and are directly informed by employer input. We are listening to what employers need, and we're listening to the needs for students to come out of a talent pipeline to work the jobs that are needed in the region, in the city, and in the state. A polytechnic blends applied learning, technical education, and industry collaboration. So what we want to do, William talked about blurring the lines between K through 12 education, tech education, career tech education, and college. We also want to blur the lines, and this is something that Butler Tech does already really well, between the classroom and the workforce. So we want to have industry experts working with our students in the classrooms, and we want students to be doing work-based learning at the employer's sites so that they know they're getting the skills in those students that they want. But Miami's polytechnic model is not just about technical skills. So we know that technical skills are going to change. So what we need to develop are adaptable learners who can weather the changes in technology. So Miami's polytechnic model will have deep roots in what I like to call the durable skills. The skills of communication, problem solving, critical thinking, and the ability to work in teams. These are often sort of pejoratively referred to as the soft skills, but these are what we hear from employers, that these are the skills that they really need in their students. So what are we going to do? To become a polytechnic, we will redesign our current programs to embed more applied learning and work-based learning opportunities for students. We will develop new academic programs, from micro-credentials to associate's degrees to bachelor's degrees. We are also, and this is really key, and I want to spend a little bit of time on this tonight, create a master plan for our Hamilton campus facilities to better support the needs of the Polytechnic Initiative. We've acquired that Knightsbridge building, and that means that we've really expanded the footprint of the Hamilton campus. So in order to address that, we really need a strategic plan for the facilities that is going to think about the whole footprint of the campus. We are also going to restructure internally, revitalize our advisory boards, and deploy industry experts in the classroom. And of course, William mentioned the 30+ partners that are already on board with the Advanced Manufacturing and Workforce Innovation Hub. We are going to expand and develop more partnerships. This is just a graphic of that industry partnership ecosystem that the students William profiled exemplify, right? So students moving from K through 12 to Butler Tech, to maybe right to the workforce, but also possibly to Miami University, and back again when they need reskilling or upskilling. So this illustrates the multiple pathways that we can develop. These changes will create a direct impact on our students, our community, and our economy. One thing we know from our research on other polytechnic campuses is that when employers know and industries know that the city and the region has educational institutions like Butler Tech, like Miami University, producing the students that they want to employ and that meet those workforce needs, they will come to the community. So who is working with us to make this transformation happen? And one thing I want to emphasize is that Miami University, William talked about unlikely partnerships, right? Miami University is not doing this on our own. We are doing this with many of the folks in this room. So the Polytechnic Implementation Committee engages both the best thinkers at Miami University, but also on many of the people in this room, visionaries here in the city of Hamilton. Craig Buchheit, city manager, John Graft, Gina Rittinger from Ready Cincinnati, and Joshua Smith, some of you may know who he is, are working with us on the Polytechnic implementation so that we know as we move that forward that we are, in fact, meeting the needs of the community. In terms of the physical facilities and the master planning for the physical plant of the campus, we are also heavily engaged with our external partners. So we have a steering committee made of high-level administrators at Miami University, but we're also working with Aaron Hufford and Liz Hayden, T.C. Rogers sitting in the front row here, Joshua Smith, Abby Haberkas, Matthew Dukovich, and our partners with Butler Tech, John Graft, William, Marnie Durham. So we want you to know that as we move these initiatives forward, we are not doing it in isolation. We are either Martha Stewart or Snoop Dogg, I'm not really sure which, but we are working together. So this gives you a nice kind of aerial view, bird's eye view of the campus, and you can see kind of how much the campus has expanded with the acquisition of the Knightsbridge building. One of the things we've been working on with the campus master plan and the physical facilities is to improve the campus gateways and edges, right? So we're working with a firm, Perkins & Will, and they are a campus planning and architectural firm, and they've identified some particular challenges that we have and opportunity areas, frankly. So we're gonna look at how do you know when you're on the campus, right? Where is the actual entrance of it? Do we maybe need an entrance from Neyland Boulevard? How do we improve the edges of the campus? We also need to talk about now what we have is kind of a north core of the campus as well as a south core of the campus. So how can we connect those two? It's a very walkable distance, but right now it doesn't feel very walkable. So we're kind of looking at how we can re-strategize and do some physical facilities work on the campus to connect those two. And of course, and this is particularly exciting for us, we're also working on the development of student housing on the Hamilton campus because we know, thank you. We know that the Polytechnic will draw students from outside the region. We're going to work with other career technical schools throughout the state of Ohio, and we have a vision for bringing students to Hamilton to do the kind of work we're talking about. Is there high-level support for this at Miami University? Yes. You might recognize that guy. That's not an AI image. That's him. He is still, Dr. Andy Durajai is still working with us on this initiative, and oh yeah, there are a few other people. President Crawford is a big supporter not only of the Advanced Manufacturing Workforce and Innovation Hub, but he has big dreams for the Polytechnic. So we're very excited to be moving it forward. The bottom line here is more hands-on learning, clearer paths to jobs, more work-based learning options, more industry-driven academic programs, and we will continue with the programs that are helping students cover the cost of college. Work Plus, Early College Academy, the Hamilton Promise, the programs that are alleviating the needs of our neediest students and allowing them to go to college for free. We will continue to do that, and we think the Polytechnic will bring us more opportunities to expand those programs to reach more students. And it will absolutely be the same Miami University degree. Thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time today. I don't want to keep you from your next speaker, the man of the hour. I have the great honor and privilege of introducing Mr. Craig Buchheit, your city manager.
Thank you, Maura. Thank you, everyone. This is a great event. It's great to see this crowd here. I want to thank the Chamber. I don't think many people realize how much work goes on behind the scenes to make an event like this happen. So, Dan, to you and your entire team at the Chamber, thank you guys. To William, to Maura, to Butler Tech, to Miami University, what you guys are doing individually is amazing. And what you guys are doing collectively is unbelievable. It's so exciting to see what you, Jobs Ohio, Butler County, and the city of Hamilton, what we're going to be able to do in that space. I call it from the river to the rail. It's going to be amazing, and we're all excited to see what happens next. Thank you, guys. Thank you. To Cohatch, this is going to be an amazing space. What wasn't mentioned was that this $8 million reinvestment in this property, when it's complete here in a couple months, of all the Cohatches all across the country, and there's more than 40 of them, this will be the newest and the largest, and it's going to be the most special of all because it's right here in downtown Hamilton. Thank you, guys. Finally, to Steve Colwell, Jeff Archibald, the TV Hamilton team that are in the back of this room, thank you guys for being here tonight, and not just being here tonight. TV Hamilton is all over the city all the time. There's not an event I go to where one of those guys isn't there covering what's going on and bringing it to so many folks. Thank you for all you do, Steve, Jeff, everybody at TV Hamilton. Thank you, guys. They allow people at home to see what's going on here tonight, and one of those folks that's at home tonight is my mom. It's her birthday, and I want to tell my mom, happy birthday, Mom, I love you. Thank you. It's also Frank Downey's birthday, and Frank Downey's right here in the audience. Happy birthday, Frank. I love you too, Frank. You know, the hardest part about preparing for tonight isn't deciding what to say. With so many positive things happening all over town, the hardest part about tonight is what don't you say. And that success, it's a great problem to have, and it also leads to one of the questions I'm most often asked, and that is, what's Hamilton's secret to success? And our secret to success comes down to three things: having a great plan, an incredible team, and amazing collaboration. The credit for our great plan goes to our city council. They've created a vision for us. They put us on track by adopting and supporting our strategic plan. And I want to offer a big thanks to all our city council members. Thank you, guys. And of course, there's our incredible team. It's the men and women who work oftentimes around the clock, day in and day out, to take that plan and to turn it into action. To all our City of Hamilton employees, thank you for everything you do. And finally, for amazing collaboration, I'm talking about community collaboration. I'm talking about all the people that are in this room right here tonight. There's not a community anywhere that comes together and works together better than Hamilton, Ohio. Thank you to all of you that are here tonight. This picture is from the Neighborhood Summit earlier this year, the 2025 Summit. It was a great event. I'm excited to announce that next year, the date for next year's event is March 7th, 2026. We look forward to all that offers and 17 Strong and all that they do for our community. Thank you, 17 Strong. Our success starts with a great plan. And last year I shared with you that our plan focused on 3 key strategic priorities, being people-centered, neighborhood-focused, and development-driven. And I want to go through each of those with you tonight, share a little bit about our accomplishments, and give you a little bit of preview of what lies ahead. People-centered just simply recognizes that our people are our greatest strength. They're the heart and soul of our organization and of our community. And one way we focus on being people-centered within the organization is we keep our team informed. It's no small challenge with 650 employees working out of 17 different locations. And one of the ways we do that is with the City Pulse, which is our quarterly internal newsletter that's now heading into its 6th edition. It highlights all the great things that are happening around town that are made possible by the daily efforts of our city team. And I want to give special thanks to Mallory, to Maddie, and Becca for all the work that they do in making these editions happen. Thank you, guys. People-centered is about more than just our organization. It's about our residents. They're the reasons we do what we do. And what we do is we work to keep them safe, keep them engaged, and keep building community pride. Our focus on safety through street and traffic improvement has reduced traffic crashes significantly. By combining efforts from our planning and our police department, we were able to recognize these kind of results that were highlighted by the Ohio Department of Public Safety that resulted in record reduction in crashes. Thank you guys for making that possible, all our team. Another way we focus on community safety is by investing in our public safety facilities like Fire Station 26, the new fire station up on Route 4, or our recently opened Community Justice Center over on Hanover Street, which houses the Hamilton Municipal Court and Hamilton Police Department. A point of credit to our public safety leadership, Public Safety Director Scott Scramese, Police Chief Trent Chenoweth, Fire Chief Tom Eichelberger, for bringing both these projects in on time, under budget, and with no major problems. Thank you, gentlemen. I said with no major problems, because there was a minor problem at the Justice Center during a pre-opening tour when Vice Mayor Eric Pullman was temporarily detained in the holding cell area. At first, it was thought to just be a mechanical malfunction, but when we looked closer, it was actually much more nefarious. Councilmember Joel Lauer had slammed the door shut on him when he was taking a closer look. Being people-centered means focusing on engagement. So we launched the Barbecuing for a Better Hamilton series this spring. The idea was simple: to bring people together, enjoy some good food, have some conversations about how we can make Hamilton better. And these events, they were free, they were open to everyone. All that we asked is that you bring an appetite and an open mind. And not every conversation, as the mayor said, not every conversation was easy. But that was the point. We learned a lot. And for me, the biggest benefit was being out in our parks and in our neighborhoods where families live, where they raise their children, to get face-to-face, to connect with them, to hear what matters most to them, and listen, as the mayor said, being active listeners. And as we close out the series at Grand Boulevard, people started asking which one was the best. It's like, well, that's hard. I don't know, how do you measure that? Do you measure by the number of people who were there? Because that's tough. People would come and go. It was hard to get a hard count. Was it by the best ideas or the best suggestions made? And we weren't sure, but the one thing that we could count was how many hot dogs were eaten. So based on that, here you go. This is the results. Congratulations to Tommy John and the Boys and Girls Club on Grand Boulevard there at the end. Tommy made his event about kids. He had music, he had games, and with kids, they bring their families. And that's why they topped the list there. It also helped out that those kids were hungry and they were hammering some hot dogs. So once they figured out we could measure hot dogs, then people want to know, well, what people ate the most hot dogs? And I thought, well, that's probably a path we don't want to go down. But they persisted, so I gave in. And so here you go. In terms of the people who ate the most hot dogs, it was too close to call for third place. It ended up being a tie between Joel Lauer, Bob Harris, and Vicki Cross. It got a little easier when we got to second place, and I'll tell you, for a trim and fit guy, Jeff Archibald can put away some hot dogs. So. But the top dog award, the Joey Chestnut of our Barbecuing for Better event, Hamilton, goes to none other than our honorable Mayor Moeller. Congratulations, Mayor. Now, in fairness, these folks, they ate more hot dogs than anybody else for the entire event because they came to more events than anyone else. So we're recognizing, we're celebrating them, not because they were the biggest eaters, but because they were our biggest supporters. So congratulations, thank you guys. Speaking of being big supporters, there was such great support for this event that by popular demand, it's coming back in 2026. There's a QR code there. We're accepting applications because they closed out very early last year. So get you and your neighborhood organization, get your group in line. We'd love to come visit you and bring our grill along. Community pride is another way we stay people-centered. And we build community pride. One of the things we built was the best music venue in Butler County. I think more than Butler County, it's any county. We'll put this up against anyone. River's Edge has been rocking on the river for more than 13 years, and then we just blew the roof off the place. Literally, we took the roof off, we put a new roof on, added some video walls, and we kept bringing back the top talent. But I want to thank Adam Helms, Logan Walden, Tammy Rose, Steve Maxwell, the entire River's Edge crew. Thank you for another amazing season. Thank you, guys. We also build pride in our community by honoring service and sacrifice, and the mayor touched on this. I love that quote that the mayor says, that our monuments and memorials here, they're of the best quality. They're good enough to be in Washington, D.C., in our nation's capital, but we honor service and sacrifice in another way through our Hometown Hero Banner program. The program is in its third year, and what started out as just 126 banners grew this year to 634 banners installed all over the city. Congratulations and thank you to the council committee of Tim Knabb, Jack Whalen, Chris Haynes, Ken Callahan, Dan Bates, and Mayor Moeller for putting this together. Thank you all. Our second strategic priority is being neighborhood focused. Our neighborhoods are our greatest strength, and every one of our neighborhoods has its own unique character, charm, and challenges. Our commitment is to ensure that every neighborhood is vibrant and thriving because we know that Hamilton's at its best when every one of our neighborhoods is contributing to and benefiting from the city's overall success. Last year at the State of the City, I spoke about the housing crisis that we're facing. There were thousands of housing units short all across the city. That shortage has caused home prices to increase, rents to rise, and property taxes to soar. So we push to add units all over town at all price points to increase supply, lower demand, in an effort to bring costs down. And we've succeeded. We've added hundreds of units in many different developments, including Remington Lake, Westfield Estates, and many others. But as I pointed out last year, our most critical need is affordable housing for working families. So back in March at the 17 Strong Neighborhood Summit, we branded and rolled out a tongue twister for the mayor, a program called Build Back the Block. The program is designed to restore distressed neighborhoods that have been left too far behind for too long. We decided to start the program in the Jefferson neighborhood because it's our hardest hit neighborhood. And just a couple weeks ago, we broke ground on the very first Build Back the Block homes. These are the first new homes built in the Jefferson neighborhood in more than 50 years. These first two houses are just the beginning of phase one, which over the next 12 months will see 12 new affordable homes in the Jefferson neighborhood. People often ask, when we say affordable, what does that really mean? It means that some of these homes will be reserved for qualifying home buyers, and at least 75% of the first 12 homes will be set aside for families earning 80% or less of the area's median income. Moreover, thank you. I needed that applause because I need to take a drink. Thank you. Moreover, 7 of the phase 1 homes are being built in partnership with Habitat for Humanity of Greater Cincinnati. They bring their own financing, which means families can secure a 30-year mortgage with 0 interest. That means life-changing opportunities for working families. For the first time, they'll be living in a brand new home, a home that they own. It's theirs. And with every payment they make, they're building equity and they're building wealth for them and for their future. And because of the 0 interest mortgages, the monthly payments that they're making on the homes that they own are oftentimes going to be just a fraction of what they're paying right now in rent. And tonight, I'm excited to announce publicly for the first time that Build Back the Block will build 100 new homes by the end of 2030. That's exciting, and it's ambitious until you do the math. When you do the math, you realize just how audacious it really is. It means we plan to average adding 1 new home every 3 weeks for the next 5 years. I have no doubt that we're going to succeed. Like I said, our success comes down to having a great plan, an incredible team, and amazing collaboration. I just shared with you what our plan is. Now I want to share with you who's leading our team. Our incredible team is led by these 3 all-stars, Liz, Lauren, and Taylor. As for amazing collaboration, our partners on this project include Habitat for Humanity, Hamilton City Schools, Hamilton Community Foundation, Community Design Alliance, Community First Solutions, CORE, Neighborhood Housing Services, Todd Homes, members of the Hamilton Economic Development Fund, including Butler County Finance Authority, Miami University, Kettering Health Hamilton, First Financial Bank, and we ran out of room on the slide. There's many more that are coming, but needless to say, amazing collaboration. It's the key to our success, and thank you for all these folks who are sponsoring and helping us with this program. Thank you, guys. Build Back the Block is not just about new homes. It's about restoring neighborhoods. It means adding amenities, improving infrastructure, and creating opportunities. It means supporting projects like the Garcia family and their brand new grocery store in the heart of Jefferson. It means supporting the Boys and Girls Club and their capital campaign to add a full-size outdoor basketball court and outdoor seating. It means creating a Street Spark mural and programming at Living Water Ministries. I love that mural, by the way, and that bird that you see in that mural is part of our Build Back the Block logo. It also means working with the Hamilton Parks Conservancy on the opportunity to add a splash pad and a picnic shelter at Jefferson Park. These efforts, combined with new street paving and infrastructure improvements, will help restore Jefferson back to the vibrant, thriving neighborhood it was. Thank you. Importantly, Build Back the Block is never meant to be just about one neighborhood. From the very beginning, it's been a citywide initiative, and we're already having community conversations with 17 Strong and other neighborhood partners about how and when we expand the program. We've learned and accomplished so much in such a short period of time, and we're going to take the lessons that we've learned, we're going to take the partnerships that we created, and we're going to put them to work in many other neighborhoods very soon. We have some problems, but we find solutions. In our journey to build back affordable housing, we identified a lot of needs. One need is storage for families moving into these new homes. A second need was the opportunity for people in our community to get involved. The program that offers a solution to both of those needs is called Restore It. The people in this town, they want to roll up their sleeves, they want to get their hands dirty, they want to be part of the work, and this program makes that opportunity possible. It gives students, businesses, nonprofits, and residents a way to meaningfully contribute. Today, dozens of students in Hamilton High's apprenticeship program and Butler Tech's carpentry program are earning graduation credits by building the first Build Back the Block sheds right here in town. Thank you, guys. I want to thank Ty Smallwood at Hamilton High and Amy Webb at Butler Tech for their leadership on this project. I also want to thank Tom Sanders, Butler County Lumber, who donated materials to get us started. Jeff Judd and First Financial Bank for stepping up with a generous grant. Rick Myers and Meyer Brothers for their expertise and guidance. Ian McKenzie Thurley and the Vision Commission for helping drive key conversations to get this project moving. Thank you guys. You're all key part of this. Thank you very much. That's exactly what Restore It's all about. It's about getting involved. It's about helping others. It's about restoring our neighborhoods. For more information on Build Back the Block and all these programs, we've added a landing page here, a QR code. You can click on that. You can learn more and where we're going to have our next community conversation as well. Our other key strategic priority is driving development. Our greatest resource for the future is our ability to continue to drive development. It means building upon our success and creating new opportunities for businesses and residents. It means attracting new investment, and it means supporting those who've already invested here in Hamilton. One of the most future-focused projects on the horizon is the Logistics Data Center. This proposed project is 250,000 square feet, facility on 29 acres at University Commerce Park, and it represents more than $500 million in total investment. And since we announced this project, two common questions have been, why is Data interested in investing in Hamilton, and what's in it for us? And to understand the why, first you have to understand how our dependence on data has grown. So our smartphones alone right now use 15 times more data than they did just a decade ago. And our reliance on data and the growth of data continues as businesses and homes and industries depend more and more on automation and artificial intelligence, and especially as William creates all these amazing slides, like we need data to power all those operations. But the real value in data is in how fast it can be delivered. We've seen this in other industries. If you think back to e-commerce, when you would get online, you order something just a few years ago, having it delivered in 5 to 7 days was pretty typical, but 5 to 7 days became 3 to 5 days. And then there was a big leap from 3 to 5 to getting that package, that product within 2 days. 2 days became next day, and now for a lot of items, same day is expected. So data's the same way, but in order to get those packages to you, those companies, they had to build fulfillment centers closer and closer to the end users. That's exactly what's happening with data, and that's why Hamilton's a great investment. They're not measuring their speed in terms of days, they're measuring it in milliseconds, but proximity matters for this industry and its growth moving forward. As far as what's in it for us, we'd gain new customer revenue for our utility and new tax revenue for our general fund. The utility revenue gets reinvested back into our operations for tree trimming, replacing utility poles and other updates to keep our system reliable for all of us. The new tax revenue goes to our general fund. It helps cover costs for essential services like firefighters, paramedics, police officers, and paving our roads. The scale of this project means that the tax impact that it could have could rival that of our largest employers here in town. And while we're proceeding cautiously, at the end of the day, it's about putting Hamilton in the best position to positively benefit from a high-tech and growing industry. We've had success with high-tech and growing industry. Literally, 80 Acres Farm is high-tech, it grows things, and it's growing. And so one of our most exciting announcements this year was the strategic merger of 80 Acres Farm and Solely Organic. The combined company now forms one of the largest indoor farming networks in the entire country, with 1,400 employees nationwide, serving 17,000 retail locations like Kroger, Walmart, and Food Lion. In their first year together, they're projected to generate revenue of $200 million. What I really love about this story is what Mike Zilkin said. When a Cincinnati reporter covering the announcement asked Mike where the new company would locate, Mike said, "Hamilton took a chance on 80 acres when no one knew who we were. Hamilton is our home." That kind of commitment to this community is something we should all celebrate. And even after this major merger, it's the reason why 80 Acres remains proudly headquartered right here in downtown Hamilton. Thank you, Mike Zilkin. We'd reached out to the Kroger company a while back. We challenged them to make an investment in Hamilton. Earlier this year, they responded in a big way with plans for a brand new $35 million, 120,000 square foot Kroger Marketplace on North Brookwood Avenue. The store will be home to more than 300 full-time and part-time associates. It'll feature a home goods section, Starbucks, a 14-pump fuel center, and 500 parking spaces for customers. It's a great addition to the area. The project continues to move forward, and we expect them to break ground in the spring. Right around the corner from Kroger was other big news from Texas Roadhouse. After 25 years in its current location on Main Street, they built this brand new restaurant just a mile up the road out in front of Meijer. It'll feature more parking, more seating, more staff, and more convenient carryout. I can honestly say there's not a restaurant in town that's more consistently crowded than Texas Roadhouse. And we appreciate the first 25 years. We look forward to the decades ahead. You know, the number one question when we made this announcement that I was asked was, what's going in the old one? Kind of spoiled a little bit here. We don't really celebrate these victories very long. That's great, what's going in the old one? What I can tell you is we don't know. And people have asked all kinds of like tricky questions. It's like, is it gonna be a restaurant? I don't know. What are they gonna serve? Are they gonna serve chicken or beef? Not sure. Will they be open on Sundays? Maybe, I don't know. We don't know, but we know the people who are making those decisions. We're having conversations with them, and we're gonna make sure that it's something really good. It's a long race. While I don't know the answers, I don't know the answer to what's going to Texas Roadhouse. I do know this. We've announced a lot of projects over the years that include projects like Schuler-Benninghofen, the project here at the former Beckett paper site, the former Cohen recycling site, our former municipal building here on High Street, and the parking lot here at MLK and High. What I'd like to tell you is that those projects were a sprint, but the fact is it's more like a marathon. They're all moving forward, though. That's the good news, just at different speeds. One project takes a lead 1 week, and the next week a different project surges ahead. One project hits a little stumbling block, it falls behind, only to regain traction and leap back to the beginning. I said it reminds me of, if anybody ever went to the Reds game back in the day, the old mascot races. It's like Rosie Red, Mr. Red Leg, Gapper, they're all like back and forth, neck and neck, trading places. So I can't say who's gonna win the race, and I don't know when they're gonna finish, but I do know this. Every one of these projects is important. We're rooting every one of them on, and we will get them to the finish line. Please stay tuned, okay? In the meantime, we have a whole slate of new projects entering the pipeline, and I was really excited. I was hoping I was gonna be able to share something with you. Mike Pittman called me the other day. He's like, what are you gonna talk about? I said, I don't know, Mike, you steal the thunder. You take all the stories. I have nothing I can pull out. I was hoping I was gonna be able to scoop him on one of these stories, but I can't. So you just have to deal with these project names. But what I can tell you is that these projects, they represent hundreds of jobs and hundreds of millions of dollars of investment. I'm confident that we're gonna land one of them, and that's gonna be a huge win, but I think we might get all three of them because our team is that good. So since I can't show you the picture of the companies or the sites they're considering, I thought, I wanna show you a picture of our economic development team so that I can highlight our team of Jody, Stacy, Cassandra, and Taylor, and Mallory, who was helping me put the presentation together. She said, well, we got a picture, but it's not our team. I'm like, okay, well, then who is it? She says, I don't know. I have no idea who these people are. I said, well, show me what they sent. And to my complete dismay and disbelief, she pulled up this picture. I said, Mallory, That's the A team. She's like, I have no idea who those people are. I'm like, Mallory, that is a crack commando unit that was sent to a military stockade for a crime that they did not commit. That represents 5 seasons of some of the finest 1980s television ever produced. I was like, you got Hannibal there, you got Murdoch. Hannibal's the leader, Murdoch's got some issues. I'm like, BA's like the muscle. He's a tough guy, but he can't fly. They have to like knock him over the head to get him on a plane. I mean, I'm gonna have to send some YouTube videos for Mallory. Hamilton highlights. So driving development is not just about new opportunities and new investment. It's also about supporting those folks who've already invested in Hamilton. And with that in mind, we set out last year to strengthen our connections with our manufacturing community. We visited a lot of places, and we still have a lot more to visit. But what we found was remarkable. People are always amazed when I tell them all the cool things that are made right here in our city, from coiled steel to cardboard containers, coffee beans, car parts, everything in between. Hamilton, Ohio is a leader in advanced manufacturing, not just here at home, but all across the country. And not just what they design, but the people down at Kivak, the Robinson family, they have this whole wall that's so cool. It's all these patents that their family, the products that they designed and created and patented right here in town. So it's really amazing what Hamilton has here. And I know that translates into the partnerships with Miami and Butler Tech and AmHub and what we're going to be able to do. It's so very exciting. Ribbon cutting, and it's important, but it's not limited to those who are already established. It's also important for those who are just getting started. And that's why we work with the Chamber on these ribbon cuttings, and we try to make them such a big deal. This slide represents some of the many ribbon cuttings we celebrated this past year. I keep kidding Dan at the Chamber that he's going to run out of ribbon. He says it's easy, they'll just order more. But what's not easy is starting a small business. So that's why at the city, we're very mindful that behind each one of those logos are the hopes, the dreams, and the significant financial investment of so many great people, which is why we make every effort to support them in every way we can, and why we ask all of you to do the same. As we say a lot around here in Hamilton, we is greater than me, and we're better together. In closing, everything we talked about here tonight is exciting on its own, but when you take it together, you realize just how truly amazing it all is. As I said at the very beginning, our success comes down to having a great plan, an incredible team, and amazing collaboration. With all the momentum that we've built together, I can't wait to see what all we accomplish and celebrate in the year ahead. Thank you.
Wow. Stay on your feet for a second and give a roaring applause to all the presenters tonight who What a night full of energy, inspiration, and a powerful sense of community momentum. As we wrap up this evening of presentations, we extend our deepest gratitude to those who made it all possible. Thank you for our presenting sponsor, Kettering Health Hamilton, for your unwavering support and leadership. A special thanks to our sponsor, Butler Metropolitan Housing, for your commitment to building a stronger future. And cheers to Two Women in a Kitchen for incredible cuisine and generous sponsorship. To Pawnee Water, thank you for helping us stay refreshed and energized throughout the night. And to TV Hamilton, we appreciate your broadcast partnership that helps share this event with our wider community. From all of us at the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, thank you and have a good evening. Thank you.